Hey guys, it's Leo K. Welcome back to this week's community discussion from the Mentors Guild. So this week's topic is RPG elements. Over the past few titles, RPG elements have made their way into Assassin's Creed, from Black Flag's ship upgrade system to Unity's stat-heavy equipment unlocks, and most recently Origin's leveling system and talent trees. Assassin's Creed has slowly shifted from a more action-adventure open world that players experienced in AC1 to a more RPG-influenced experience in Assassin's Creed Origins. It's unknown what will come next in the series, but with Origin's critical and financial success, it wouldn't be surprising to see the same, if not more, RPG elements incorporated in the next release. So they've got a few questions that, I answered one by one. I'll just walk you through those. How do you feel about the RPG elements featured in AC Origins? Okay, I enjoyed these decently well. The only thing I really didn't appreciate is that mission replayability was thrown out the window, and that AC Origins uses this very unorthodox checkpoint system for when someone's inside of a mission. This makes covering different parts of the game much more difficult than it's ever been, which is why there's such a profound lack of ACO content on my channel, as opposed to the coverage I have on the previous games. The content that's there is more talky vids and discussion, as well as some guides and tutorials on using items, rather than stylish playthroughs. This kind of educational content does not require overly specific areas or segments. I can just do it in the open world, which is why it's possible where style runs might not be. Treviso made a Stealth Reaper vid collecting every trireme in the base Egypt map, and because of the constant launching and relaunching, drag-dropping saves, etc., it was one of the most hellish things he'd ever done on this franchise, as amazing as the final result really is. So this all really significantly tanks a lot of the post-game enjoyment I would get from an Assassin's Creed title, because something I would normally have done to satisfy myself is now unavailable to me without jumping through flaming hoops 60 feet in the air. The Hidden Blade no longer auto-killing enemies is also something that makes my job difficult, even if it's something fun to keep track of in normal gameplay. How do you feel about RPG elements in the Assassin's Creed franchise in general? They can work. I think this is really going to vary from game to game, but there are good and bad ways to weave RPG elements into an experience. I like the way quests are tracked, for example. I like the way we can accept multiple at a time and meet the parameters for them as we wish. Once again, I don't like that mission replay functionality was destroyed to make this happen, and it really didn't have to be, but it's a cool feature. As a rule of thumb, I appreciate things that maintain or enhance flow in an experience. This means it's nice for me to be able to accept a quest, but realize I maybe don't want to do it. In previous AC games, I would have to cancel that mission and then go do something else, then come all the way back and accept it from the NPC again. In AC Origins, I can add it to my list and get to it when it's convenient for me. This frees me in a way that's not detrimental to the Assassin's Creed experience, and it deletes a really nasty flow shatter that would normally be there. There is something that's satisfying in a primal manner about upgrading stuff and watching numbers go up, so I didn't have too much of an issue with this, because I've never been the kind of guy to just rush forth and blast through all the main story missions on my first run without heed for the side content around me. I paid money for this game. I'm gonna do all the stuff in it if it feels alright to play from moment to moment. Would you like to see the RPG elements featured in AC Origins return and expanded on the next Assassin's Creed title? Why or why not? Regardless of whether I'd like to see them return or not, it's almost assured that they will, and with that in mind, it's very likely they'll be tweaked or expanded in their own ways. In that regard, yeah, I'm sure I'd enjoy seeing that if they add some clever changes. Most of these for me would be polish or quality of life improvements, like better sorting, different layouts for our gear screen or inventory, and things like tick multiple to mass sell or mass dismantle, or protect and mark as junk. I think I'd also like to see the rewards for getting to chests and camps not be this overtly combat-centric, because in AC Origins, when you get a chest, it's almost always a weapon or a piece of armor, neither of which help players in stealth except indirectly by breaking them into materials. Do you think that AC games have strayed too far from their action-adventure roots, or are these new changes okay? I definitely think they've strayed far from their roots, but the RPG elements are just kind of a parallel to the stuff that's missing. I think if they really wanted to give reverence and tribute to what Assassin's Creed is supposed to be, they can definitely achieve that, even with these mechanics and systems in place. Social stealth is not dissonant with RPG elements. Depth of movement is not dissonant with RPG elements. A strong present day in Isildur is not dissonant with RPG elements. What types of RPG elements do you think the Assassin's Creed franchise should adopt and avoid? Avoid things that break flow. Carry or weight limits, inventory limits. These kind of mechanics are literally just there to be annoying if there's no other purpose they serve. Same thing with weapon durability, and there so often isn't this other purpose. Things that slow a player down are not welcome here. I think if they're really serious about making the Hidden Blade something cool and interesting, and if they're going to add RPG elements to it anyway, go all the way, make it cooler, let me fight with it again, and let me actually mod it as I wish. Maybe side grade, sacrificing plating on it so I can never block with it in combat, but letting me put a heavier or a longer blade in it to make its damage more vicious, both on an assassination attempt and on a combat strike. Stuff like that is all I really have in mind, but I know some people have got lots of cool ideas in this direction. So those are basically my thoughts on RPG elements. I'm kind of like middling in terms of this stuff. I don't really mind, but you know, they don't really add to or detract from the experience for me in a way that's more important than the other stuff in the game. So they're fine. And yeah, thanks so much for checking this out. LeoK out.